All right, students, let's get ready for our student-led conference coming up. When you open your slide deck, you're going to see a title page. You can delete this little text right here and replace it with your name. You can also change this to make it more you. Throughout the slide deck, if you scroll this bottom scroll bar to the left, you're going to see more information on these little yellow sticky notes. Some more directions, some tips, maybe even some examples for some of the pages. So make sure you check those out if you are feeling confused or you have questions. This slide deck does contain a theme with all of the same kinds of backgrounds and look that the rest of the slides have. So if you choose to insert a new slide with a layout here, this drop-down arrow, you can choose to add a blank slide that doesn't have any text on it yet, but it has kind of the same background and feel of the rest of the slide deck. If you would like to add slides, you can. First, you're going to start by writing a letter of introduction, a short welcome letter to the people or the person who's going to attend your conference. That you'll include major topics of your meeting and what will be discussed. An example letter is over here on the left for you. Next, you're going to talk about how you have been doing. Talk about some things that you've been doing that have been going really well, right? Some things that are successful, and then some things that you'd like to improve on. These could be academic. They could also be outside of school as well. Then you're going to reflect on your characteristics as a successful learner. This is the same information that gets put onto your report card by your teacher. So this is your chance to put your information into it. You can drag the little circles over here and put them over the letter that you would like to represent your level of effort in each of these categories. Then you can also add comments over here if you feel like you need to. If you're running out of space, don't forget you can change the size of the text if needed. That does last for 2 pages. Make sure you do them both. Next up, you're going to share your grades. You can use this link to log into Student View and take a screenshot of your grades if you want to, or you can use the table. Next up is your data section. You have a place to put your beginning of the year math iReady score as well as your iReady ELA score for reading. By the end of the year, you'll be able to include your middle of the year diagnostic and your end of year score so that you can really reflect on the growth that you made. Next, you're going to talk about your strengths as a learner. This is going to be a chance for you to share with your family and your teacher what makes you feel like you are successful in the classroom as a learner. Then you're going to talk about a piece of work that you are most proud of so far in this school year. You're going to find a piece of work. Maybe it's writing, maybe it's a project, maybe it's a math problem that you did. Find a way to take a picture of it or even insert it in here on the left. Delete this text box if you need to. And then in here, you're just going to write a couple sentences about why it makes you proud. Try and be specific here so that everyone at your conference can understand. Then you have an opportunity on the next slide to show off some awesome work samples from all of your content areas. Feel free to delete some of these or add new bubbles if you want to. You can add links here or screenshots, whatever works for you. Next, talk about your areas of growth, right? What are some things in each of these categories that you would like to improve on, or what's something that you're kind of starting to get better at and you want to continue to be really good at? I always recommend you think of yourself as a whole student, not just at school, but you exist outside of your school building too. So come up with an academic area of growth, something about school related that you'd like to grow with. And then maybe think about the things you do outside of school, whether those are the hobbies or sports that you play. Maybe you take piano lessons or Spanish lessons, something like that. And then home would be how you interact at home. Maybe it has something to do with chores or taking care of your siblings or interacting with your cousins, whatever it might be. Think about an area of growth there that you'd like to share with your team, with your teacher and your family. Then think about some goals you have for the next grading period. That's a really short-term goal that you could achieve in the next couple months. And then think about one that's a little bit more long-term, something before the next school year that you would like to accomplish. Last slide of your template here is just your reminder slide to thank everybody for coming to your conference and be sure to ask them for questions. This is the last slide here. You can always add more if you want. On the next one, there are some little icons here that you could use to decorate your slide deck. All you have to do is click on them, copy it, and paste it onto another slide if you'd like to use them. Have so much fun preparing for your conferences.